everyone, I'm Ann. Welcome to the Let's Get Naked podcast, where we dive deep into vulnerability. In this space, we'll explore what triggers us, uncover the patterns holding us back, and discover how to take charge of our own growth. If you're ready to dig in, be vulnerable, and face the tough stuff, then buckle up. It's time to get naked. I'm going to start by saying there's no seatbelts happening today, so maybe the buckle up part is not going to happen. We had a little bit of a shift in the pod this morning where the guest that we were supposed to have, things happened, and so we're shifting on the fly, which is awesome. So joining me today is my BFF, Belinda, and my amazing life wife, Casey, who both have been on the podcast before, and I adore both of them, and we have no idea what we're talking about today, which is actually part of the fun. So no seatbelts today. We're just going to start throwing some shit out there and see what happens. So welcome, ladies. I appreciate you guys shifting on the fly and coming down and figuring out what's going to happen.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we talked about starting with expectations because we thought that was pretty fun just based on what we were talking about when the conversation was starting before we started recording. And so let's talk about that a little bit. You know, we were talking about what the expectation was for guests to come on, or who's not going to cancel, or how your morning's going to go, or what that looks like. And I think, you know, things that I say about expectations or things that I let Ted say about expectations are they're just future disappointments. Having expectations, try to figure out how to not have expectations because your life will be amazing if you don't put expectations in play. Obviously, that's hard on some things. I feel like over the last couple of years, I've really been able to take that to heart and make it so that I don't have expectations for things. It's like, did people show up today? Great. Did people not show up today? Great. What am I going to do about it? I'm going to let it ruin my whole day because I don't know how to handle my emotions. I know how to handle all sorts of shit. I can handle anything. So what do you guys think for expectations and just kind of what that brings up for you this morning?
Oh, I don't know.
I was like, oh, she's ready.
I'm still processing. Okay. I don't know. Expectations for me, I definitely struggle with that because I, in my mind, have something that I'm visualizing and I want it to go a certain way. So I do have a hard time when things don't play out like that. But I really try to be very okay with change and all of that. But it's definitely hard, something hard for me.
Do you feel like it's something that you find yourself working on or something that you've just noticed that's hard for you and that is what it is?
It's currently not something I'm working on.
Okay. Respect the honesty.
Not in the sense of like I don't want to.
Sure.
But it's just not at the top of the list right now.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about for you, Belinda?
Oh, yeah. Yes to everything. Because
I love her. Yes to everything.
Yes to everything. I had to slow down recently too because my bank account is draining because of all the yeses that I say. But I mean, yeah, like having expectations, I have learned over the past year and a half. I can't even say years because my journey is so new. But in the flow, I'm just in the flow right now.
Yeah,
just allowing one thing to happen and knowing that everything else will follow suit that is supposed to. It's just like today. I started off lifting this morning, and I started early. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get in the busy time and whatever. And I ended up having like 4 riders, which are all amazing. Every single one of them is just freaking amazing.
I thought you meant lifting as in lifting.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
that too.
I actually thought she meant that as well, and I knew what she was talking about, so I don't know how the fuck that works. So for those that are listening, Belinda was talking about giving rides as Lyft or Uber, not...
Yeah.
Because then when you're like lifting and you're talking about 4 people, it's like she's in the gym.
And then let me just clarify the giving rides to a lot of amazing people. I had a busy morning this morning. It was...
She's exhausted.
Yes. And it ended just in time.
Oh, God.
So I could come here.
Oh my God, this is so great. Well, a lot of meanings to what you have going on right now.
A lot. But no, just being in the flow, just allowing things to just come and just being accepting and open to them makes life just, in each event, each experience is so great.
Yeah.
Like you just never know what's going to happen. Kind of like yesterday when we were at the baseball game.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
unexpected.
That was unexpected, but everything that followed up to that point, from our dreams
Yeah.
to our big experiences, like,
It's a-
wow,
It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
What happened at the base?
Well, I'll tell you that in a second, but I want to circle back on one thing really quickly. So the expectations component of it, I think a lot of people don't realize how big that is, because when we say, like, do you have expectations, and you think, okay, I try not to have expectations or whatever. If you really get curious about expectations and where you have those in your life, think about what we were dealt programming wise as little girls, right? Our expectations about if you get married and you find your Prince Charming and you have this job and you get 2.4 kids and the cute dog and like all of the things, your expectation is that you're going to be happy. For those of us that have checked all those boxes and realized that's bullshit, I want to share that with other people that keep those expectations, because I look at expectations across all different people. If you think about women that can't have babies, I can't even imagine what that feels like, right? I was thinking something that came up for me yesterday was a miscarriage that I had, and I remember that feeling of desperation of not being able to, like, my body felt like it was betraying me in that instance, and I feel like I hadn't processed all of the emotion that came from that. But if I had really honed in on that expectation that I was going to be able to do that had to be able to happen in order for me to be happy, I would have lost all of the things, all of the amazing things that were happening. So when you talk about, women that think, oh, I'm not with somebody, I'm not married, I don't have kids, I'm not at this a place in my life that I thought I would be, I'm 30 and I don't have all of these things. Like, okay, and then what happened? Are you happy today? Are you choosing happy today? Because I'm sitting on the couch right now with two beautiful women who both are talking about having their own beds right now with no men in them, and we were pretty fucking happy about that. It was like, this is my sacred space. The only person getting fucked in this bed is me, right? By me, which is, again, totally fucking great.
Right.
But you don't need, these things that we all think we need a man to be complete. Do you? Get curious about that. And I'm not saying anything bad about men, but if you would really focus in on yourself and your own happiness rather than searching for something to fill a void for you, I think you would really realize all of the things that are then supposed to come into your life will come into your life. But if you have this reel of expectations of how things are supposed to go in order for you to be happy, you're always going to be disappointed. You're literally causing your own suffering, and you will spend your entire fucking life being disappointed, being not satisfied because something didn't meet whatever your expectations are. Reese and I, before we started, were talking about, he went to a wedding this past weekend, and we were talking about his wedding and my, just different weddings. And I said, weddings are really beautiful unless you go to a wedding and you have like a bridezilla who's pissed off because all of these things came together, but then like the flowers didn't come on time or the music wasn't what you expected. And it's like, are you out of your fucking mind? Do you realize how much energy has come together and how many people have put all of this together? What a fucking cunt you're going to be about, like, I didn't get the flowers that I wanted to. Stop it. That's the shit that you got to fucking figure out how to get out of. And nothing against the bridezilla, right? Because I totally get it. But when you realize you're doing that to yourself, be present in your life, allow things to take you to whatever the next thing is, and just come from a place of like awe and wonder, and not looking or searching to fill a void or something that you have that you're not sure. The answers for all of that are inside of you, right? Turn inwards of, if I feel like I need something outside, if I feel like a man to make this complete, if I feel like I need a child to make this complete, if I feel like I need X, Y, Z, these things to all happen, you're doing it to yourself. There's no way your life is going to live up to what you thought you were going to have, right? If I look back to, as a young girl, what I thought my life was going to look like, and then look at being a teenage mom, fucking getting married when I was a child, moving out of my parents' house when I was still a child, like all of these different things that led up to it. I'm 24 years old with two little girls going, what the fuck just happened, right? It did not work out how I thought, and it never does. And that's why it's best to just wake up in the morning, throw your hands in the air and surrender and say, fucking can't wait to see what's going to happen today. Because then that's where the magic is, right? Like, yes, you still work hard. Yes, you still do all of the things, but not with this list of expectations of I'll be happy when. Who said you had to do that? You're putting your own handcuffs on yourself.
Yeah. I when I was doom scrolling recently,
I love it.
I came across something that hit me because I had been getting other messages, just like little, hey, about relationships, and I was like, no, not ready. Like, I'm not ready for a relationship. I don't want one. But obviously I'm not in charge of that. So I was doom scrolling, and I saw this clip. What I can remember of it basically said that you you, wow, that just went.
God,
I'm almost 50. Fuck.
So close, Belinda.
My God.
She had it too, and look at me. I was just like, I'm in here, eager to hear what she has to say, and I could literally watch it just. Whoop.
God.
Do we want to give someone younger an opportunity?
I'm not much better. What were we even
it's back.
talking about? I'm just
So like,
Okay, it's back.
so when you're looking for a person, which I am not, but when you're looking for a person, when that person comes to you in a relationship, you to feel how they make you feel about yourself, like the love that they bring out in you. So once you get past all of the shit, and then you are on the other side of things, you love everything unconditionally. You feel joy in all the things, right? Right? And then you understand yourself, you love yourself to where that other person is not going to dictate how you see the world, how you love the world, how you are enjoy inside within yourself, right? So having someone bring that out in you versus you look for that in them was my point.
Yeah, no, and I think that's powerful stuff. You know, when you realize if you're a person who has always been with someone else or always like expected to have a partner, take a year off, make a commitment to say, I'm going to date myself for a year.
Yeah.
Because that dating yourself and really figuring out like, what do you like? How do you even know what you're going to bring into a partnership if you're just literally like almost obsessively trying to fill who's going to be that next person for you? Calm the noise of that. Be willing to sit with yourself in the quiet, right? Not numbing out with other things that you're going to fill that with, but actually figuring out, what do I want? You know, when I say I'm dating myself, it's like, what does a Friday night date with Anne look like? It's putting my music on, putting some incense, getting my book and my journal and having my favorite music playing. I could do that every single night of my life and never be sad about that, right? I don't need someone else that's going to come in and fucking leave his dirty underwear all over the floor. I mean, just so everyone knows, I do have a dirty underwear on the floor lever. No, but you know, that's just the point of like figuring out for yourself. Stop trying to find somebody that's going to come fill something for you. That's not. Stop
That's exactly what I did too after my divorce.
Absolutely, right? It's
I
like,
wasn't even fully divorced yet.
Right. It's like, get this one gone, put in the next problem. And I'm not saying that like I'm not picking it on anyone, but if you
That's
don't know
exactly
who
what it
you
was,
are,
though.
that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I have a nice warm body that's going to lay next to me. Well, what good is that? It's just literally causing your own suffering.
Almost like another version of numbing out, in my opinion.
totally
because it's
is.
like, I don't have to think about all the other bullshit I'm feeling. It's just, oh, well, I have somebody, so everything's okay. Even though he was not the greatest.
Right. Well, and it comes down to not wanting to feel all the bullshit that's in there, right? So people are so scared about that, whether they're aware of that and are willing to look at that or not. People are scared of what happens on the inside, right? So people don't want to look inward, which is why
I don't even want to know.
Absolutely, you don't want to know. But here's what I'm telling you. If you look and you say, okay, that's the boogeyman, that's the monster under the fucking bed, I'm here to tell you, I've opened the closet door. I've looked under the fucking bed. And I'm here to tell you, it's way fucking better after you do that. Yeah. Is it hard to do that? 1,000%, right? 1,000%. But your life goes from where you're just kind of this low level, low grade fever to like where life is amazing. I have energy, awesome sauce, like all of the things that I didn't realize were even possible because I've been willing to say, and you're a piece of shit in this area and that area. Stop making excuses for this or for that. Be willing to look inside and go take accountability for the things that I've done instead of making excuses. Right. And you know, I've never come from this place of being the victim, but I look around at a lot of people, and that's a big thing that we do is we make excuses and we play the victim for stuff. Yeah. There's no power in that.
It doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't feel good.
I mean, I think I did that for a minute.
We all did,
but
right?
It was like,
yeah.
Man,
it doesn't feel good. Like, so if you're willing to really get comfortable being uncomfortable and leaning into the things where it's like, why does this make me feel a certain type of way? Not because I'm putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, but because, you know, not because I'm turning the TV on when I don't want to be with my own thoughts, or not because I'm trying to find, you know, the Ken to my Barbie. Fucking stop it. That's not where happiness lives. Everybody, like, be aware of that. What are we going to try differently? Yeah, you know, unless your life is you've lived a 10 out of 10 yesterday, there's room for improvement, you know? So then be willing to say, okay, I don't know how to change this. Be open to suggestions. Don't get defensive about things with yourself and with others. You're not looking at those things like from a place of judgment. Look at those things from a place of curiosity and how could I be better about that? You know?
Right.
What else do you girls want to talk about? What else is coming up for you?
Oh.
I started with the expectations, so I'm going to expect somebody else to jump in with the next topic, and I don't care what it is.
It can be anything. I mean, honestly,
Yeah, honestly.
I'm still thinking about kind of what we were talking about.
Tell me.
Your holy bed.
Your holy bed that we don't eat in anymore?
Lack of action. I mean, that's the most action right now is just me eating in bed.
Stop eating in bed.
It feels almost like a picnic.
No, it's not a picnic. It's not a picnic.
Oh my God.
Stop eating in bed. Not judging. Just notice how you feel after you're eating in bed.
It just feels like a picnic.
No, Casey.
All right. No, you're right. It feels like shit.
I mean, eating can happen in bed, but not food. You're welcome.
That's
You're
fair.
welcome.
That's fair. And
I
I'm
know.
ready for that.
I know.
Except
Just
I know.
just don't stay. Leave when you're
Exactly,
done. Yeah.
Because that's what I was going to say is I, as much as I wanted to be with somebody, and I would like to have somebody at some point, obviously I would love that. But I finally have realized I'm not going to attract anybody decent with how I feel about myself
Totally
right now.
true. Totally
Like,
true.
I don't want anybody then. So no, thank you.
So good.
Yeah, that is really good. If you can't
Yeah.
trust how you're feeling about yourself,
Yeah.
why would you even think that you would want to add another person into
No.
the equation
I
for
want
that?
another person to help lift me up and level me up, and like we do that for each other.
Yep.
The way I feel right now, I would only attract similar to what I attracted before.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that she said that.
I know, I do too. And I think also like figuring out when you are at a place where someone's going to come along, not accepting anyone that isn't working on themselves.
Yeah.
Like for me, you can't even be at my
I have-
table of life unless you're working on yourself. I'm not interested.
I have a whole list now of different things. I should probably write it down, but
Yeah.
mentally,
Oh.
of the things that my potential partner would need to have. Because before
love
I had
that.
0 items on that list. It was just like, oh, you're kind of funny.
You
and-
have a pulse. You can fog a mirror.
Exactly. Like we can hang out.
Do you eat in
you're
bed?
breathing.
And I don't mean food.
We have so much in common.
Shit.
But yeah, so that's just. I just want to attract what I want to see in myself.
It's everything. That savage self-awareness. I
Yeah.
really think that there's something to that. You know, being really willing to look at, am I at a place that can I make me happy? Do I understand myself? Because if you don't, how the fuck do you expect somebody
Yeah.
else that is as damaged as you are, which we all are damaged. I'm not
Right.
coming in from a place of judgment, but that's going to come in and then also not have any idea about you and just cause your own suffering. You'd rather be alone, I think. But so many people are so afraid to be alone because it's like,
It's scary.
oh,
It's still
fuck.
scary.
You get quiet and then
no.
that mind just starts going.
I love it.
Oh, I do too.
I love every second of it.
I know.
I mean, and I've gotten to the place that men are not, or women are. I'm still open. Like, are not on my radar.
Wiley says that. He's
mean,
like,
I
Mom,
know-
everyone's a little bit gay. Women maybe more than most, but
I mean, I say yes to things. So
this is good to know. Oh my God, I'm so fucking happy
well,
right now.
I can't limit myself.
No, I don't think you
There's
should.
No limits here.
No, I'm an ass's ass kind of
Oh
girl.
my
You do
gosh.
you. Yeah.
So yeah, I just think that it's really been so delicious by myself.
Oh.
I really like
She's
it.
making me blush.
I know.
I like the word delicious. That's nice.
I really like it. I mean, I do enjoy my time alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have any anxiety, any expectations. I'm just in my flow. I could do whatever the fuck I want to.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate being alone right now.
Oh my gosh.
I get into
you're-
such
we
a bad
really
funk.
gotta change your perspective.
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
it's
You're gonna
so
love it because I
good.
used to hate being alone as well. And I will tell you, after taking Wiley to college a couple of weeks ago, and now we're coming into
Yeah.
the fall where Cameron is going to be doing a bunch of hunting and fishing, I couldn't be more excited because I actually really love to be alone. And I realized that over the last year, even when Wiley was doing his own thing and Cameron was going and doing his hunting and fishing, give me a weekend by myself. Dream with no obligations. Let me go do my fitness and my journaling and my reading and like whatever the fuck I want to. Do I want to go eat lunch in Sedona? Great. Get in the car and drive. Like, I have no obligations. That's absolutely excellent.
Even when I have no obligations, if the kids are with Aaron,
Yeah.
with their dad, it's like, what the fuck do I want to do? I don't know. I have no idea. So then I just kind of get into this.
Put the phone down, get the cereal out of your bed.
Honestly, you're not wrong.
I know. Listen,
You know me.
And you gotta just go get up and do
go
something.
do something.
Well,
anything.
it was really helpful on Sunday because Saturday I didn't do anything. And I try to justify it in my head like, oh, I needed a day to rest. I needed this, which may be a little bit. But
She tries to even say that with a straight face.
I need a rest from eating in my bed.
it is really tiring doing that, okay?
I love you, Casey.
But, well, now I'm pulling a Belinda. What was I going to say?
Oh, Jesus. You girls are terrible podcast guests.
We are, aren't we? I lost it.
Okay, good.
We're
It
not
might
doing
come
this
back.
every day like Ann is.
I know.
Oh, I'm not even good at it either. I just
What was I
So
saying?
we were telling you, encouraging you to go do something, get out and do something.
So that's what it was. So Saturday I didn't do anything, like literally nothing. And Sunday was such a different vibe because we went and did breath work. I went and picked up Keith and Brittany beforehand, so I needed to leave early. And we spent time doing that and went to lunch after. And it just felt good, like getting up and doing something.
So you had something to do.
I had something
you
to
planned
do.
it.
Yes.
And
when
then you
when I don't have plans,
just even have an idea of, you don't, like, it's
I
not
did,
probably
though.
not going to go the way you, and it shouldn't go the way you think it is going
Right.
to go, because that's expectations. But if you just say, oh, I'm going to go for a walk today. That's what I'm going to do. That's my thing for the day.
like then that comes into a whole accountability thing that I've talked to you about, and I
pick
struggle.
something else.
Yeah.
Casey,
Well,
anything,
yeah,
like-
but the whole discipline thing is super important because it's like you're worth it, and that's where discipline comes in. Is your value and your self-worth and all of that, because it comes into question, and then you don't honor your own word to yourself.
Right.
So two different things.
Oh,
two
yeah.
two different pro tips
That's
that I have
that
about
book.
this. I know, it sounds like a book, doesn't it? Isn't that weird? Wouldn't it be weird if like someone would just write a book that had all of the life hacks?
Tips
The
and
things.
tricks.
So weird. Stay tuned. But here's the whole pro tip about that. If you don't have something on your schedule and you realize that you work better when you do have something on your schedule and you're not just waking up Saturday with, okay, I have fucking 16 hours and nothing to do, put things on your schedule. So for me, it's like, I'm going to go hang out with the Legends. For those of you that are listening, the Legends are an outdoor space that I have that's next to a lake, under an amazing tree that's full of hummingbirds. It's like fucking, I feel like Snow White there. Go figure out where your Legends are, right? But I put that on my calendar. I'm not kidding you. Like, I'm going to
Oh,
the
I know.
Legends this morning. I'm going to go
seen it.
do this fitness club. Casey goes, oh, I know, I've seen. Because
your
Casey's the
assistant.
only one that has full access to my calendar, so I can't hide anything. I need to start putting some fucked up stuff on there.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Will you please send me? Yep.
yeah.
Just put that right in your mind. I need to.
Great.
But no, but
Great.
put stuff on your calendar where it's like, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go do this. Put it on a piece of paper if you need to. You know, for me, I write, okay, what am I going to do this weekend? And I have it on a piece of paper and I have that at home so that I know when I get up on Saturday morning, these are the things that I'm going to go do. So you're setting yourself up for success because you know success does not look like for you waking up with nothing to do.
No, I know.
You know that's going to put you in a funk. You're going to spend the day in bed, like,
I
well,
had
whatever.
shit to do. My whole goal was to clean the house before the kids came back.
Yeah.
And I did literally nothing.
Well, listen, you're accountable for it.
Yeah.
That's step one, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're just coming from a place of curiosity, not judgment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is just even you saying that, just so you know, is huge from where you were 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Right? So for those listening, Casey and I have been working together just in, okay, I want to be better. How do I do that? And I think all of us are meant to be in community with one another, just sharing tips and tricks, because I don't think there's any one of us that's better than anybody else in where we are. It's like, maybe I have some tips and tricks that are helpful to you. Maybe you have some that are helpful for me. If we aren't able to connect in a deep way, how are we able to actually receive those kind of things without judgment? Because Casey can sit here and know there's not a single thing that's coming out of Belinda and my mouth that is coming from a place of judgment. Because I used to fucking eat in bed too, right? Which, again, I didn't even remember until recently. Cameron's like, don't you remember when we used to eat in bed? I'm like, we did that? That seems wild to me. He's like, yeah, I would make like whole charcuterie boards and bring them to bed. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I do
For me, I
remember
think,
that.
God, that seems wild. But again, the crumbs in your sheets feel like sadness.
It
you
does.
know?
It does.
Right? Food stains in your bed.
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole thing. So, I don't know.
Well, also, I hate what it shows the kids.
Yes, right.
And I don't do it like every
No,
single
no, I
night
get
or
it.
anything,
No, I
but
get
when
it.
I do,
You don't feel good
I'm in
about
a funk,
Yeah.
and I know they can feel that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it.
You know what? give yourself some grace.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was just talking to someone who is also on a journey, and she was saying how she's so plugged into trying to find a job, and this is how she spends her day, just constantly applying to jobs all day long. And she goes, and I don't even have time to take care of myself. So awareness,
Yes.
because she actually walks every night for 3 miles. She's a freaking ballerina. So she goes on her little ballerina sessions. She goes to the gym. There's classes that she does all the time. She's just not even aware that she is actually taking care of herself. So like awareness is part of the whole journey. So just because you don't think that you're taking care of yourself, well, did you take a shower this morning or yesterday, or maybe? Oh, here, wait. Let me ask you this. Did you brush your teeth this morning? I mean, drinking
There are
more.
days where, no.
Drinking more water, like those things also count. Like you can't discount them.
Yeah.
Everyone is on their own journey, and you have your level of
Your version of
yes,
it. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
what you're working on. Everyone's at 100, no matter where you are. So, I mean,
Yeah, and I do try to be patient with myself because I know it's a process, but I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm impatient.
Yeah.
I just,
don't say that.
why can't shit just be this? Is what I do to myself. You know
she
what I
wants
mean?
magic.
Yes.
Well, you
Where's the
gotta do
magician?
the
work.
You gotta do the work.
I gotta do the work.
Come on,
Come on, it's fun.
it's
All right.
great.
It looks good, right?
Yeah, it really
Right?
does.
It's a good look.
Right.
It is a beautiful look on you.
There's something that I was asking Casey to help me put together a post, and it talks about like you don't have to scream at people to fucking do whatever. Just live so free that the weight of their own chains are what. Right. So that's what I'm in the middle of doing. Like I have so much fucking energy. I live such a fun life, and people will look at me and like, oh, you're so lucky. We have had that conversation a lot, right?
That's so
has nothing to
lucky.
do with luck. It has nothing to do with luck. It has been a lot of work to get to this place, but the things that I preach to people and the things that I say of getting curious, like when you're dealing with your stuff and you're looking at, oh, I should have done that or I should have done that. Don't come from a place of judgment. You don't fucking need that, because if you work on your own judgment, it helps it so that you're not judging other people, which once you get rid of judgment, once you get that one figured out,
Yes,
that's a good one.
Oh, it
That's
is
a good one.
Yeah.
and that makes a lot of space.
Oh, it makes a lot of space, right? So replace judgment with curiosity. You have to start with yourself before you're able to. Don't even worry about
That
it.
sounds like a fun ride.
It does actually. Keep judging everybody else if you want to. Keep fucking doing that. Just work on judgment of yourself, and you will watch as the rest of that just fades away. I've looked around over the last couple of years and gone like, God, I don't feel like I judge people anymore at all. I look at with curiosity of like, that's an interesting choice and whatever, which is excellent. I have interesting choices too, but not from a place of like, oh, what are they? Who cares? I used to be very judgmental, like terribly judgmental, until I realized it started with me. I was judging people that were doing things in me that I wasn't willing to be self-aware of. So when you have this savage, radical self-awareness where you're able to say, I am doing that, right? I did nothing that whole day. I should have done this, didn't do that. Okay, excellent. And then what happened, right? Because
That's true,
it
yeah.
is what it is. So you don't need to beat yourself up about it. You don't
Yeah.
need to, who are you punishing by fucking making yourself feel bad about it?
Yeah.
No one needs that. But then just being, okay, how am I going to set myself up better for success next Saturday that I have by myself, right? How am I going to try something different? And that's the whole premise behind the life hacks for stuff is we all have these little choices, and what people don't realize is, well, I don't have time for that, or I don't whatever. And it's like, yeah, but all of your choices led to you not having time for that. You had 2 hours of time to doom scroll. What could you fucking do in 2 hours? I could rule the world in 2 hours, right? So could anybody else. This is not, I don't have like
It's within you.
I don't have a special recipe, right?
already
But it's
in
like
you.
you make choices for where you're going to spend time. Do I need to watch the 6th episode of The Office for the 4th time?
Probably not.
I mean, again, you do you, but
Yeah.
please know that some of us are going to be out here ruling the fucking world in that same time that you watch the 7th episode of fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Like whatever that looks like. We all have choices. I'm not suggesting you do anything different, but be willing to look yourself in the mirror and actually take accountability for your choices instead of making excuses.
Yeah. I think I struggle with it only because I've really had a hard time loving myself at all. Ever.
Yeah.
So it's like,
You're-
why treat myself good?
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
Yeah, but you're
I'm not-
coming from such a good place now, though. I look at the
yeah.
progress that you've
For
you've
sure.
made over the last year, just as a for me, I like to look at a year chunk. If you can look back over the course of a year and go, wow, I've really changed, you're doing it right.
I can
You're doing
picture
it right.
myself, or at least maybe a little more than a year ago
Sure.
now. when
Yeah,
we
give
were
us
at
a
your house.
comparison. I want to hear it.
And when I think back to myself of how I felt, I don't know what I looked like, but this is what I envision. Almost like just a really sad, very depressed. And I think I didn't present that all the time, but inside I felt like I was always looking very sad, depressed, just mopey, not anybody that somebody would want to be around.
Right.
And I don't feel like that anymore. I definitely feel a lot better, but I'm at the level where I see that there's a lot of shit to really work on. It's not just a couple of things. There's a lot. I've never done that. So it's a lot of work. But
It is.
I love where I'm at so far. So
That's so good.
yeah, I'm
Well,
trying my best.
Yeah, and when you can look at it from the perspective of not I have to do the work, but I get to do
Yeah.
the work, I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Because people look at it and go, God, this seems like so insurmountable, this pile of work that is me. These are all my ingredients for my recipe. Fuck, how do I even start to get through some of that stuff? But the self-awareness, step one,
Yeah.
right? You can't change something that you're not willing to look at.
Yeah.
And it is really, really hard to look at that because we have spent decades and decades denying ourselves, self-sabotaging, judging ourselves, comparing to other people's highlight reels, like all of those things. It's a lot to unpack, but it is worth it because what is the alternative? Continuing to put your head in the sand and continuing to be depressed and eat in your bed. I don't know why I'm
feel like
picking on
shit.
you for the eating in your bed thing, but
Please do, because then maybe it'll get me to stop. Please, like,
know,
don't
right?
stop. You just said something that, the get to, we get to do that. And I don't know if you know this, but I almost died recently.
I love it.
And so I do think about that often of like, okay, I don't know how close to death I really was. I think
I do.
Okay. But I try to remember that now. It's like constantly in my mind, like I was given another chance to get my shit together and do what I need to do.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because when you look at the things that you always say, like, I do that for my kids, I do
Yeah.
that for my kids, live for your kids. Model behavior for your children where you're actually living. Because if you're just triaging in the off hours outside of your shitty job, your shitty life, right? And you're just triaging it with doom scrolling and fucking booze and food and TV, you're giving your kids a horrible example of a mediocre existence where you're not fucking plugging into anything.
Yeah.
So when you say, I would do anything for my kids,
Do it.
do it. Take a look in the fucking mirror and say, how do I want my kids to live? How would I want them to live? And for me, I always go
Not
back
like
to this,
this.
not like this, right? I always go back to this like 8-year-old version because for me, I think the work is not adding more to where you are, it's stripping it away. It's remembering who the fuck you are, right? And it's crazy because the things that go on top of your life from the point of whatever age it was that all of that stuff started happening for you, where it's filters and bullshit and, Darla coming in and, being that horrible mind and brain that mind fucks you to death. Try to figure out how to strip stuff away to get back to that. Because if we all acted more like 8-year-olds, you know how much fun this life would be?
Oh, yeah.
Sure, we have to still make money and we still have to do like whatever,
Right.
but oh my God, like what do I want to do? I want to go for a bike ride or I want to go like whatever. And I live my life that way now. And it has very little to do with money or with fucking outside things that I can't control. It's like, ooh, I want to go listen to the birds or I want to go like literally whatever it is. Go do those things.
Yes.
If it makes your soul happy, go do them. And I guarantee you it does not happen where it's like staying in bed all day on Saturday, right? And you know that, but it is hard. It's hard to make that step to say, this is a pattern that I've been in for a long time where if I don't have anything else, if it's not for the kids or whatever, but think about Dylan. Would you want Dylan to do what you're doing on a Saturday?
That
Of
would
course you
break my
wouldn't.
heart.
Right. And even though she's not looking, 8-year-old Casey is looking, right? 80-year-old Casey is looking. I always say that, right? For me, it's like, would the 8-year-old version of Anne be proud of who I am? I couldn't have said that 10 years ago. Can I say that now? With a fucking resounding yes, I can say that now. The 8-year-old Anne would be looking at me right now going, that's a badass bitch.
Yeah, she
That's a
would.
badass bitch, right?
Yep.
And I perform for her all the time. Right? I know we're not supposed to be performative, but for that, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Same thing, like 80-year-old version of Anne, would she look back and would she be proud? Would she look and say, she really gave back? She left things better than she found them. You know, she did things that mattered for other people. She made a big impact. She did the right thing consistently, right? Whatever that right thing looks like for you. Don't just take the easy way out because it's fucking comfortable. Comfort's a 4-letter word. Do not fucking fall into that. Get uncomfortable every single day.
Right.
Do something every single day that makes you uncomfortable, whether that's, pushing yourself past a boundary for something or doing something new that you don't necessarily feel like it. Be willing to be vulnerable to something. If what looks like fun to you is going and joining a dance class or something and you're not certain, go in and be super vulnerable to the women that are already in there and say, this is really hard for me to take this step to be there. Will somebody please come chat me up and be a friend or whatever so that you're not over there. What you don't do is go in and be on your phone, doom scrolling while you're waiting for whatever activity to start, or never go do that thing in the first place.
Right.
It's like, that's where the good shit lives.
Yeah.
Be as wild and as free as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Stop numbing out your life.
It's so hard though. It's always
It's a
in my
mental,
brain,
right, it's a
but
mental.
you
Well,
really have to change certain patterns to fully get there.
Right. They always say the heaviest weight at the gym is the front door. Fuck, look, hear that, right?
Yes.
When I say that, hear that for all of the things that it is. The heaviest thing that you can do is add a fun fitness thing to your calendar. Do step 1 and then love and respect yourself enough. Your 8-year-old version, your 80-year-old version, to actually follow through with it, because that's where the discipline comes in.
Yes.
People think I'm not disciplined. It's just because you don't love yourself enough to fucking stay committed to the thing that you want to do. So it's like, figure out whatever those things are, set yourself up for success, and then fucking pull the trigger. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? If you don't love whatever Saturday is that you fill with bike rides and walks and going and listening to birds and feeding the ducks or whatever the fuck your jam is, who even cares? If you don't like that, then go back to eating in bed all Saturday and fucking doing nothing. You already know what that looks like.
Feels like shit.
It feels like shit. You know that. So it's like, try something different. Try anything different. Literally.
Yeah.
It doesn't even fucking matter what it is. Also, be willing to be vulnerable enough to someone to say hey, do you want to go do something? I always go back to the 8-year-old version. At 8, I would have been like, Belinda, let's go play. Why now, as a 48-year-old woman, would I be like, I don't know, does she look like she likes me? I'm not sure. And it's all of those filters and those masks that we put on where we have the hurt from being rejected or abandonment issues from fucking daddy. Give daddy his issues back. Give him his fucking issues back, right? Do the things that make you uncomfortable, because when you do them and you plug in with people, that's the awesome sauce. That's where the fucking magic lives. And just do more of that shit.
Yeah. Well, when you're eating in your bed tonight,
Not tonight.
That's a Saturday thing.
Yeah, Saturdays, Belinda.
Think of things that you used to do when you were little,
That's
and
a
then
really
see
great
if you
place to
can
start.
put them into your adult life. If
I recently realized that I think I have blocked out a lot of my childhood.
Oh, for sure.
Oh.
That's a trauma. That's
wow,
trauma.
wow, I know someone that does Reiki, but
Oh,
I'm
weird. Maybe you can give me her number.
pretty sure she sent you a few emails.
Are you ignoring her emails?
I ignore. I said I'll get
Okay, for our listeners, Belinda is into Reiki and performing Reiki, and it is. How do you even say that? I think I just butchered
Yeah.
it's not like a performance thing. I don't know how I'm saying that.
Oh yeah, no, I offer Reiki energy healing.
Energy healing,
So, through Reiki.
and she's amazing.
Yeah.
And she's absolutely amazing. And I watch as everyone that comes and sees you comes to me afterwards and goes, "Oh my God, Belinda's amazing." And then you had to chase this one down who's ignoring your emails, dodging your calls.
I would never.
When she's ready.
What?
I am ready. That my thing is,
Your
it's hard
soul
for
is
me
ready,
to.
you're not ready.
It's hard for me to schedule things. Why? I don't know, because that's exactly what
Are
I
you
fucking
looking at my
need.
schedule and exhausted? Do you have me
Yes.
schedule it for her?
Just for the record.
Should I just schedule hers on my calendar?
Yes. Just for the record, I
Yes.
have even said, I will come to you.
She
I
can't
don't
make
wanna do it at
She
my
can't
house.
make it
Okay,
easier.
that's
No, there's
fine.
crumbs all in her bed. You don't want to. You don't want to do that.
I have my own table. Like I would bring my shit. I would bring my bowls. I would bring all of my little gadgets.
Oh my God!
that
Wait,
have.
I can't wait to hear what her next
Gadgets,
excuse is.
business.
I'm listening. I am full.
I almost
ears wide
died.
open. I don't give a fuck. The excuses, that doesn't work for me. The death one definitely doesn't work for me. Do you want to tell your death story?
Oh, do I?
I want to
Is it
tell
interesting?
I would love to tell a death story.
Okay.
Let me tell. Can I tell it from my perspective,
Please.
and then you tell it from your
Sure.
perspective? This is going to be fascinating.
Let's hear it.
So a couple months ago, Casey had an issue where she tripped and fell, hurt her collarbone. And so everyone knows Casey and I work together. So this happened on a Saturday. She went to the doctor on Monday to get an x-ray because she thought she had broken her collarbone. She said it was the most pain she had ever been in. Goes to the regular doctor, gets an x-ray. Of course, they take a couple of days to get back to her, whatever. I'm on the phone talking with Casey Thursday afternoon, and I'm telling Casey, you got to go to the urgent care. You have to go somewhere where they can actually give you answers, because she says, I've never been in this much pain. And Casey doesn't fucking miss work. Like, Casey's always on. So it was just, I knew it was really bad.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to her, and I just had this like vision of her dying, and not in a certain way. It wasn't like it was dying from this specific thing, but it was like, oh my God, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, Casey, I need you to go to the emergency room. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock on a Thursday. To the point that, and she's like, maybe I'll whatever. And to the point where I told her, Casey, I need you to send me a picture from the emergency room. I need you to go tonight. No exceptions, right? So she goes to the emergency room. She calls me the next morning and she says, well, they got me right in.
I had to, no wait time.
No wait time.
No wait time at all.
They checked her vitals, took her right in, right? Wow. She says, they found a kidney infection. Was it you or you? I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was a UTI that got so infected that it infected my blood.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And I was nearly septic.
Right.
Oh, my
And she didn't even know she had any of that going on.
No idea.
So had she
No
not
pain.
gone and had something where they would have even, she wouldn't have even gone to the doctor for that, right? And the doctors are telling her, like, I don't know if anyone knows what septic is. Equals death. Like
That's
hospice, death, septic, death. That's just what that shit means.
Wow.
So she's like, the doctors are scaring me. I'm like, they should scare you. Like, that's fucking scary shit. So she almost died. She was in the hospital for like 5 days. It did get into her blood. They had to give her like IVs, antibiotics intravenously, like all of that stuff. So now she has this, you tell me from your side now.
I almost died story. I mean, honestly, that's pretty much it. I tripped and fell, and I was in so much pain that week. I stayed home every single day that week, and I was kind of waiting for it to like, oh, it'll probably feel better. Like, it's nothing major. I definitely felt something pop when I fell, but I couldn't lift myself up or sit myself up to get out of bed. The kids would have to come and help me, and they were getting really, really worried, and I could see it in their face. They were scared. And I called you to talk. I was calling to talk about work, just to like touch base.
Yeah. Worst thing you could be doing.
Well, I can't help myself.
So here's the thing, because Casey's very much takes care of everyone else and not her. Would you let your kids suffer? This is what this gets to. Would you let your kids suffer this long without going in? Because
Never.
the big guy has given you, as the first kid that you're supposed to take care of.
Right.
How are you going to be setting an example for your children by not taking care of yourself? So it's interesting, that whole perspective thing, because I think so many women, especially mothers, are like, oh, it's very martyry, not intentionally. I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I lived on all sides of this, but very martyry to be like, oh, I'm fine, I'm whatever. But you're modeling that behavior to your daughters specifically, because we're women, and that's how the generational stuff happens, is because then they think that's what that looks like, is as being a mother, you're supposed to be completely selfless. Even the airlines know that you put your fucking mask on first, Casey.
Very true. I just didn't want to make it seem like I was being dramatic. It was like, oh, Casey fell. Like, really, you need to go to the emergency room for that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was that feeling of like, am I being too much? Am I making this bigger than it needs to be?
Which is a terrible place to come from. Again, not from a place of judging, because we do that. Am I being too much? Am I taking up too much space? Am I being too loud?
I don't want to be,
Live
a
at full
bother.
volume.
Yeah.
Live at full volume. What's the worst that's going to happen? It's one of these things where like I have to take my own advice. I say all of the things, and I had a situation when we lived in Flagstaff where it was like, I thought I had a whole left arm that was going numb and whatever. I'm like, I don't get to yell at people to go take care of their medical stuff if I don't go to the fucking emergency room, right? And so even though it ended up everything was fine, it was one of those things where I have to take my own advice.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. Make yourself a priority. You can't be the mom to the kids that you have. I know you got 3 kids. You tell me all the fucking time. I got 3 kids.
I used to take my kids to the emergency room when they had a cough. I mean, this one was like, are you out of your mind?
I think they're fine.
Just give us some Dynamatap.
I would definitely not do that for my kids either.
I did all the time. I always did. And I think we could talk about this too, because I'm pretty sure this was a fear that I had, because I had so many pneumonias. Like I was constantly. And anytime my kids had a cough and I could hear the congestion, I was like, nope, we got to go to the emergency room, because I feared that they would get pneumonia. And obviously if I would just, take a minute and just breathe. But I heard that there were cats involved in this near-death experience.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yes, maybe.
Because
but they're perfect.
Not only if no, I wasn't going to say anything about your cats. I was going to say good stuff about your cats.
Okay, great. Let's hear it.
Because I, as a spiritual person, believe in all the things, and I believe that your cats tripped you so that you would go to the emergency
Saved my
room.
life. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It was, I mean, the doctor said it was a blessing in disguise that I hurt myself so.
cats
so
are
much.
very. I mean, animals are very into it. All the animals,
Yeah.
insect species.
Yeah, and she's doing energy work on the fucking dog here at the podcast studio. She's like, I don't even know what the dog's name is. Reese, what's the dog's
Ooh,
name?
I forgot.
Elka.
Elka.
Elka was here this morning, and Belinda was bonding with Elka, and she's like, I think she needs me. I'm like, this is just getting weird. We're not. The line is, you cannot fucking bring the dog into the pod studio and hang out, but outside of the pod studio, you could do whatever you want to.
She's beautiful.
No, she is. She is.
Yeah.
I absolutely love dogs for everyone that knows, but I'm fucking wildly allergic to them, and so I just don't.
It's not your thing.
It's not my thing, and that's okay. Cats either, right? I say I saved your life. She says your cat saved your life. Whatever. Tomato. Does it really fucking matter?
No,
the big guy
whatever.
was paying attention. It started
is
with the
true.
cats, and he had to send me in because it was like she's not listening to her goddamn
Yes,
cats.
yep.
Yes.
You got to speak at
I mean, it's
bigger
a team
volume.
effort here.
It really
It's
is.
not
It
just
takes a
like,
village to raise
it
an
does.
adult.
We are raising an adult with Casey for certain. It's kind of a fun project, though, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny because people don't realize. I was talking to Tony the other day, and he was saying, like, as he continues to level up, he realizes that the level of just, we get so twisted up in stupid shit that doesn't matter. And when you open your eyes to it, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee that, like, all of the things that we're causing are at our own hand and of our own doing. The suffering that we cause, it's our own, right? It's, again, small choices, but they add up to big things. And so in talking to him, and he's like, I don't know, I'm not going to be able to hang out with some of the people that I had before. And I'm like, oh, no, that happens. Like, that's a side effect of leveling up, just so
Yes.
everyone knows. And it doesn't bother me. Everyone can be wherever they want to. And when I say leveling, I don't mean better than or any of that. But
Expansion.
I can't go back to talking about stupid shit with people that's low level, non-deep connections. If
Right.
you're not interested in getting deep with me, you don't have a fucking seat at my table of life. Totally fine. I want you to eat, just not at my table, right?
so surface
It-
level.
It is. And that's, again, totally fine. But that's why I'm dragging all of the people of, like, we got to go because I don't want to lose all you guys. I'm like, come on. And it started like where I'm planting seeds, and then I'm like, oh, Jesus, just get in the truck. I'm so tired of planting seeds.
Get in the back.
Get in the back. I
plenty of
gotta
room.
go. I don't want to have to break up with everyone in my life.
Yeah.
And I have lost people, and that's okay. Again, I don't think everyone is meant to be in your life for forever. So for people listening, if you feel like this doesn't, evaluate your friendships. Again, it's that whole like radical, savage self-awareness. Evaluate your friendships and the people that you spend time with. Do you feel energized after you spend time with them, or do you feel drained? If it's people that are super fucking gossipy and which is a terrible low-level vibe thing that people do, and again, not coming from a place of judgment, spent plenty of time doing that, but that drags you down.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're feeling like shit all the time about stuff, do something different. And if that means ending friendships, that's okay. Be an adult. We're fucking adults. You don't have to ghost somebody. You can say, this doesn't align for me anymore. I fucking wish you well.
Yeah.
That's all it has to be.
We're not vibrating at the same frequency.
No.
We're like ants. Ants are like, they vibrate at certain frequencies, each of them, and then they hover to their people. They go to that's how they migrate. That's how they move. That's what
Look
they
at this
do.
one with the National
National
Geographic fucking, she's educating us.
Yeah, I was educated on that not too long ago.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
The whole vibration thing, I think more people should understand that that's a real thing. Like, a lot of people from this look at it and say, like, oh, that's woo-woo. I don't believe in shit I can't see. But you're all on your fucking cell phones that all have Wi-Fi. So let's just open our eyes to that really quickly. Energy frequency is a real fucking thing. Plug into that. Plug into understanding that what you put out there, the energy that you put out there, is magnetizing back to you. So if you're a low vibe person that comes from this place of gossiping, being shitty, being negative, you're attracting that right back like a fucking magnet. You will see me in my life, either on the podcast or in real life or whatever that looks like. And this bitch is like, let's fucking go. I am energy. I am positive. I am all the things. It's not luck that all of that stuff magnetizes to me. Does it take effort to be that? Absolutely. But it gets real easy when you realize what that negative stuff brings in and what the positive stuff brings in. It's all about perspective, right?
Right.
I get to instead of I have to. Like, it is just those little shifts. You get to decide. You get to decide how hard you make it. right? You can say like, oh, fuck, I don't want to do that. Or like, oh my God, I get to do that.
Yeah.
I get to go to work and provide a living so that my family can live in the fucking, whatever we do. Same, right? If you don't like your job, get a different fucking job.
Yeah.
Right? This is not like a dress rehearsal. It's going right now. It's happening right fucking now.
Yeah.
Wake up.
And you're missing it.
And you're missing it.
Yeah. No, you just saying that. I mean, not that I'm thinking of changing my job.
I
I'm
know,
very
she's like,
happy.
she's
by the way, I quit.
Here's my 2 weeks.
I'm so glad you finally said something.
Oh, I know. She's like, I've been waiting for the invitation for you to say you want me to be happy. Deuces. Oh my God.
Okay, go. What were you going to say?
Get out of here.
I don't fully remember now.
Good.
That's how quickly my mind goes.
That's why she stays, because she gets to where she wants to leave, and then she's like, what was I thinking?
Oh, I forgot.
I truly have no idea what I was going to say.
There you go.
It was probably great.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
No, but it is. I mean, again, everything boils down to the self-awareness. Because if you don't realize you're coming from a shitty perspective on things, if you don't realize that you're making things harder for yourself than you are, if you're doing this comparison game, right? A lot of people love the comparison game. People that are poor look at people that are rich and think they have it so easy. People that are fat look at people that are skinny and think they have it so easy. People that are, it doesn't fucking matter, right? Like, oh, they have this, they were given this. You don't know somebody else's story.
Right.
People look at me and think I'm lucky. I fucking started with less than nothing. Less than fucking nothing. I have clawed my way to everything that I have. I'm not going to be ashamed about it, right? I've spent a lot of time playing small because I didn't want my success to make somebody else uncomfortable. Just so everyone knows, I got the memo from the big guy. We're done with that. I'm not doing that. And I'm not fucking flaunting anything, but this is who I was sent here to fucking be.
Yep.
I'm a big personality. I have fucking all the things. I'm willing to consistently do the hard things because I know what the payoff for that is, right? Live your life how you want to live your life, but know that you get choices. You get choices, right? I talk about Skittles all the time, about your fucking energy and how you spend them. Spend your Skittles however you want to, but know that you got the same amount of Skittles that I did. Just because I have life hacks that, like increase them or whatever, then do those things, right? If I feel good about dancing and about moving, I dance more. If I feel like shit when I'm doom scrolling, I doom scroll less. If I can't figure out how to make that happen, ask somebody else, like, how are you doing with your stuff? And if you're willing to have deep connections with people, then you just talk about that stuff instead of talking about what Julie wore yesterday and what a fucking douchebag she looked like, or how big of a Karen fucking the gal in the receptionist is. Let's talk about like, hey, how are you, like, what is something a big win that you've had recently and what is it that you're doing to fucking make that happen? Share life hacks with other people because it's like, find somebody that's doing something that's, works well. You look well rested. How do you fucking stay well rested? What are the tips and tricks? Oh, well, I don't use my phone before I go, or whatever. Great, I'm going to try some of those things. And if you try to do those life hacks and it doesn't fucking work, try a different life hack. No one said you only can try one thing. Try something else. Keep trying until you get to wherever it is that fucking works.
Yeah. I think one of the big things to start even that is your words, right? Is your thoughts and your words. Like you say, I'm just not motivated. Instead, say something like, I didn't quite get there, but I'm going to get there, today or later or tomorrow. Like just switch your words because your words are powerful.
Your words are so powerful.
Words are so powerful.
Yeah.
And saying them out loud also, but turn them into a positive and not the downward, low.
Yeah.
Just do that. I mean, try that.
Yeah.
Because then you'll start to see and reflect that, right?
Yes.
And you go, oh man, maybe that I shouldn't have said it that way. There are times that I still do that and I go, oh wait, there's a better way to say this. There's always a better way to say something in a more positive way.
Yeah.
And that actually also without knowing it, gives you the power, gives you the energy. When I was working directly with LGN way back, I was setting up for you, and in that studio, someone had overheard me, or she asked me what I did, and I said, "Oh, I'm just Anne's assistant for right now, blah blah blah." And she's like, "Don't say that.
Yep.
You're not just anything."
Just is a word that you should just get out of your fucking vocabulary entirely because it actually, you're putting yourself down without even realizing it. So every time you say just, fucking take it out. Every time you type it in a text, every time you put it in an email, take it out. Delete just from your fucking vocabulary.
Yep.
That's a pro tip.
Yeah. Pro tip.
Yep.
That's for free.
Oh, You know what? We should start charging for these pro tips. How are we going to monetize these pro tips?
Quarter for every tip.
I know, exactly. No, but it is, because it's like, if you listen to something and anything resonates with you, don't just listen and go, oh, that's interesting. Take something from any of the stuff that you're, whether you're reading, whether you're listening, whether you're whatever, try something different. Unless your life yesterday was a 10 out of 10, then there's room for improvement. And for me, I always say, my yesterday version of Anne is my competition. I'm not looking at somebody else's highlight reels and comparing myself to them for what Anne is going to fucking do. I'm looking at, how did yesterday go? Just so everyone knows, it was the best day of my life. Only second to today, which is now the best day of my life, right? Because I feel like I have things figured out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not coming from this place of shitty expectations or a life that somebody else handed to me that I have to live, or, you know, all of the things that I think we're programmed with and we're dealt. I'm throwing all of that shit out the window, right? I don't put garbage in my fucking brain, because I realize this is a temple, right? My body, my mind, my spirit, it's a fucking temple. I will treat it accordingly, right? Myself, I'm the job. When people think like, oh, I'm exhausted because you're doing all these things, you got the wrong thing. That's the fucking job. You know what I mean? Treat yourself like it's a job. Give yourself more than you give anybody else. And when you do that, Skittles fly everywhere. Fuck, the rainbow's everywhere, you know? And then you're like, how did you do it before? I look back at giving out of resentment, being the fucking martyr, being completely exhausted and drained and out of energy. And I look at, compared to what I am now, there's no comparison.
Right.
For anyone who knows Anne previous and Anne now, no fucking comparison.
Right.
How can you not listen to the tips and tricks that I have to fucking say? Take which ones resonate with you, but ask people. I'm not suggesting you do anything other than get curious about yourself and get aware, right? Don't be afraid to look and say, fuck, ate in bed again last night. You know, it's okay. So what? And then what happened? You know?
Then I got real sticky and I felt like shit.
But being willing to be honest, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're making excuses, I think people don't realize we've gotten this victimhood mentality where everyone makes excuses and is so fucking negative and blames everybody else. Stop it. Everyone fucking stop it, right?
Yeah.
If we could just work on that, each of us individually, on our own self, not somebody else. I'm not worried about what you're doing or what your beliefs are or whatever. You're excellent. I'd love to connect with you. Same. But what am I going to work on for here? Because it's not about, oh, she did something to me. Why did that make me feel a certain type of way, right?
Yeah. You know what I feel like I need?
I'm dying.
I need for you
Yes. Look at me. I'm just like I'm sitting on the edge of the couch.
to please publish your creative outlet that you've been working on, because I need easy access to
She's
tips
right
and
here.
tricks. But I want it like when I'm at home, like, because can I
Yes.
speak
Say
about it at all? Okay.
everything you want to say.
Okay, so
There's not a part of my anything that anyone hasn't seen.
Anne is working on an amazing book about tips and tricks to make your life better, do all the things. And I was lucky enough to be able to read the first version of it. It's not, not fully done yet. And it's hard for me to pick up a book in general, just because that's not my natural, I'm going to go read. I'm trying to do better at that. But your book for me was so easy to read. And it made everything seem like, oh, okay, easy. I can do that.
Yeah.
And it's just like an easy reminder. Maybe it helps that I know you personally, so I can truly hear your voice saying those things to me. And it is 100% your voice coming through. But I need those little reminders. Otherwise, I get so wrapped up into just doing my normal autopilot shit. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be, trying to put myself first. Why am I doing this? I don't even think about when I'm not putting myself first. But when I read your book, it was, oh yeah, this is easy. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. You know what I mean?
I do.
So if you could just,
If I could just get off my ass and finish it. It's writing a book is a whole thing. I didn't realize when I first agreed with the universe to write this book. And for those that are listening, I'm so close to being at the finish line, but it is your whole entire heart that you put out there. And for me, the things that I wrote 6 months ago or 9 months ago, I'm going back doing kind of final editing, and so much has changed that I'm like, ooh, what do I want to change here and there? And I just need to cap it and say, I'll do another book next time. These are really good tips and tricks, because, you have to do this whole like, I'm going to die thing to get a fucking copy of my manuscript.
That's the only reason why I got to read it.
She did. She's at the emergency room. Then they check her into the hospital. So I'm like, God damn it. She's like, I wish I had a book to read. I'm like, fucking son of a bitch. So I went and printed my manuscript and took it to her. But I think you're right. I think it is super helpful to have it be, it doesn't have to be these huge things. It's little fucking choices. Knowing that you have control over things for little choices.
Like
Yeah.
what you feed yourself up here, then lives here, and then it comes out here.
Yeah. Well, and that's why for me, it's like when I read it, it was like, oh God, it was almost like I want to read it every single day.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life.
Oh my
Something
God,
like that.
what a plug. Hasn't even put it out there yet. She's fucking giving me that kind of plug.
It was like such a great way to remind myself of all these little things that I'm aware of and I know I need to be doing, but I forget in the moment.
Yeah.
And
And you
if I
have
just-
the power.
Yeah.
Right? If you take away the excuses and the victim mentality, you have the power to make big changes in your life. And that's really what that whole book is about. So anybody that's interested, send a
Coming
DM
soon.
and just say, like, get off your ass, Ann, and get this fucking book read. We're waiting, which is awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming and being the plan B for whatever today is, because as far as I'm concerned, this has been an excellent episode.
Amazing.
It really has. It was exactly how it was supposed to go down,
Yep.
so I really appreciate it. I'm not even going to do my official outro. Like, you all know what to do. If you fucking like it, do the things. Review, send, share, you know.
Why wouldn't you
right.
like
If
it?
you cared enough about somebody to buy them a drink at the bar, fucking share an episode of this podcast that actually hits for you that maybe somebody else could take. Be brave enough to say, like, hey, there's a good listen in here, or here's a good clip, or here's a good tip and trick. So that's my encouragement for today. That's all we're going to say about that. Bye.